Hello, and welcome to the Bluegrass Sports Show, or
The BS Show. We are two fat guys talking crap.
and we do it well. I'm Carl.
I'm Perry.
The animal. And today, we are just coming at you with an outlook of the NBA season up to this point.
Which is like 2 games sitting
Yeah,
on for
but
some
I mean,
teams.
all the injuries, dude. It's crazy.
Hayward, Jeremy Lin. I mean, you got other guys that's dinged up.
That's been injured.
Chris Paul's not expected to play tomorrow night. He didn't play the night before last. And then you've also got Draymond Green, who's dinged up. He's playing tonight, but he's dinged up.
And, by the way, a shout out to the women's volleyball team
From North Laurel, yes, Scott Croucher.
There you go.
First division title,
Big
North Laurel
dog.
history.
Also, shout out to Dale Jr., as he has made an appearance.
Coleman and Paige Hughes, I love you.
Yep, I've seen that on Facebook.
Yes, indeed.
So,
I got a little quick, funny story to tell you.
A quick, funny story.
Whenever we come off on these videos, do you think we sound like a bunch of hicks?
Yeah, but we're from Kentucky.
I was riding with the Shell from lunch today, and she was asking me if I had any fingernail clippers. I'm like, I'm sure, but I'm not giving them to you. You've lost every freaking pair of fingernail clippers we've ever had. In the tenure of our marriage, I bought like 100, and you lost every single one of them. She's like, honey, we haven't been married for 10 years. I'm like, I didn't say 10 years. I said tenure. Tenure. Am I such a freaking hick that I say tenure? You think I say been married for 10 years? So, sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
And it's like figure. You say figure?
Figure.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Warsh.
I mean,
Bar.
I'm not as redneck as you are, but at the same time, we're from Kentucky. How city can you be being from Kentucky? You know what I mean? But
what do you think about the Lakers last night?
I did not see it, honestly.
You didn't miss it.
But,
Thank God.
I just don't know what to think about this season. I really don't.
I'm going to throw this out there.
Okay.
I don't know if it's L.A. I don't know if it's Phoenix, who, by the way, play each other tonight, or if it's Brooklyn. One of those 3 teams is by far the worst team in the league. It'll be one of those 3 teams. Phoenix got absolutely humiliated by Portland the other night.
I don't know exactly which one I would say is the worst.
The Lakers looked pretty god awful. Blake Griffin looked like an MVP candidate last night. He dunked all over poor Julius Randle. He had he had MVP caliber numbers last night. DeAndre Jordan had 20 rebounds halfway through.
I'm so sorry for not remembering to turn my phone down, guys.
DeAndre Jordan had 20 rebounds halfway through the third quarter.
Well,
just the Lakers got destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, Lonzo with 3 points, 4 assists, and 9 rebounds on 1 of 6 shooting. Brandon Ingram looked like he didn't belong in the league. Julius Randle didn't look like he belonged in the league. But everybody across the board for the Lakers, it's awful.
They're getting poked back eventually.
Awful. Just, God almighty, awful.
But when you think of their starting lineup, who's starting at center?
Brook Lopez.
Okay, excluding Brook Lopez.
He's the only talent on the team.
He is, but like Julius Randle is the oldest one. They're very young.
Larry Nance is probably around similar. Jordan Clarkson's older than Randle.
Not as far as years in the league.
Well, they come in the same year.
But that's did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive they did.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Clarkson he left Missouri the same year that Randle was at Kentucky.
But they're still, I mean, even counting that, they're a young team. It's a very young team.
It is a very young team, but a very young team with no talent.
They've got talent. They just ain't put it together yet. They've got talent. There's talent on every one of them guys. Them guys have a lot of talent. But they just ain't put it together yet. They may not, be anything this year. But with the amount of talent that they do have on that roster, they could very easily in a couple of years, especially adding just a couple more pieces, they could be tough.
What do you think about Philadelphia in their opening game against Washington?
Well, for one, I hate Ben Simmons. So I hated seeing him be great.
I despise Ben Simmons because he was such a jerk out of LSU.
Exactly.
I just
don't like him.
Exactly. But
he didn't got nothing to do with his play.
His
play,
good.
He did. He was fantastic. Joel Embiid looked amazing. And Philadelphia wants to win. They went past their mark they set for Joel Embiid, played him more minutes, because it came down to them winning the ball game.
My impression of Embiid, he's a good rebounder, a good shot blocker, a good scorer, but he's so slow.
He is pretty slow.
He looks so flat-footed whenever he's trying. He's just so slow.
He's a really good ball player, though. He is fantastic.
I want to see them tonight, especially the fact that they're playing Boston tonight. And they're playing in Philadelphia. Boston looking at an 0-2 start at this point. Philadelphia 0-1. It's 3 games for Boston, but if you dropped 0-3 right now with I understand you got the Hayward injury, but with all the expectations on, it's just
look at the amount of talent you still have that you should be winning. I mean, Philly, when you look at Philly compared to Boston, you've got Al Horford and Kyrie Irving. Them
Now,
two guys alone are established in the NBA.
to Boston's credit, their first 2 games were against Cleveland in Cleveland,
Right.
and then they played Giannis and they played Milwaukee, but they played that game in Boston.
Right.
So
exactly.
Kyrie's negative on the season thus far.
Mm-hmm.
I think tonight is a must-win for Boston, just as far as to get the season started.
Yes.
Just to get the season started.
I believe if they lose this game, it's going to pose some serious question marks on the season. I really do.
Well, it's
Because
really
of the amount of
early for
talent.
serious question marks,
No,
but
it is a
but
must.
it's still not exactly the ideal start.
Not at
Now,
all.
Just going back to the
Because Kyrie should be able to carry that team past the 76ers.
Going back to the Philadelphia-Washington aspect, I think Washington starting 5 played as good as anybody in the league to open the season.
Oh man, that was a good game.
Washington's bench is the only reason why Philadelphia was in that game.
That was a good game, though.
I know Wall was plus 16, and I think 4 of the 5 starters for Washington was plus double digits in that game.
By the way, another one I want to give a shout out to is the San Antonio Spurs.
They look
LaMarcus Aldridge played amazing.
And this is without Kawhi.
Yeah,
so,
but I mean that is going to help.
Without Tony
That
Parker.
is going to help Aldridge. Not having Kawhi, it's going to help Aldridge.
And supposedly he and Pop had a dining with wine this summer. They're dining and whining together,
but
just trying to figure out.
Pop said that he tried to teach him the offense without learning who he is as a player.
What do you think about Aldridge getting such an extension at San Antonio at his age?
Well,
he's like 31 or 32.
But I mean, I believe that Pop went to. This is what I think personally. No, nothing to back this up, but I think what happened was Pop went to the organization and said, "I'm going to take the blame for this one, and I will get Aldridge playing back to where he should be."
Like Pop's the greatest coach of all time.
I think that's just what happened. There's no reason to give him that extension unless he got support from Pop, essentially.
What about our boys in New Orleans?
New Orleans. I don't know. I don't know what to think at this point.
If you have your 2 front court players go for 61 points, 28 rebounds, and 8 blocks, 7 alone from DeMarcus Cousins.
From DeMarcus Cousins, yep.
How do you lose that game? You know how you lose that game? Because you gave $25 million to Drew Holiday, who was an all-star 4 years ago, but he's never returned back to. Nope. He was decent at times last year down the stretch, played pretty good. He was awful the other night. Now, I understand that was their first game of the season, coming off of a shortened preseason. But come on, somebody. Yeah. Once Rondo comes back, it will help defensively for New Orleans. But
if Rondo don't play how he used to play, the team's still in trouble.
Cousins and Davis looked like 2 of the 5 best players in the league, and they still lost. That's just a testament to how awful the rest of that roster is.
Yep.
An atrocious roster. I told Shaq, he's like, it's not going to work. I'm someone who wants it to work.
Right.
I firmly believe I won't, because Davis and Cousins play so well off of each other.
Yes.
They're the perfect complement for each other.
You've got to have a all-star guard on
Not
that team.
even an all-star guard, just a competent guard.
Well, I say all-star guard because you need somebody to, and I don't know how many times I watched Cuz bring the ball up the floor. You need an all-star guard that's going to run that team.
Somebody else that does that's Blake Griffin.
No,
Blake Griffin plays a lot of point forward like that as well.
But
now,
that's what's ridiculous to me. You need an all-star guard that's going to run that team. Now, I don't mean superstar guard. That's the difference. I just mean like an all-star guard. Even a Lowry would be all right on that team.
Lowry's they don't have anybody to move for Kyle Lowry.
No, you don't. That's the problem. They don't have anybody to move, period.
Exactly. I think the issue with that team is going to end up being you're not going to be able to get dedication from Cousins to re-sign because they have no way to put anything else on that team.
Right.
I think what's going to end up happening, I think New Orleans is going to blow it up and go one way or the other before it's all said and done. Davis and Cousins is working. Nothing else is.
Right.
So I think I think one of them's going to end up being moved to try to complement the other. So I would love to see DeMarcus in Cleveland.
Yeah, DeMarcus would be the one too. Because they're not going to give up Davis.
If you're the Cleveland front office, if your intent is on trying to woo LeBron to stay, Why do you not
You
take?
need-
You've got the contracts to move.
Mhm.
It's not like they don't have the ability if they was to trade for Cousins somehow and then not resign him because of all the other contracts. You can move Iman Shumpert's contract. You can
Yeah.
move Tristan Thompson's
Yep.
contract. Even you can move Kevin Love's contract. I would prefer to keep Love with Cousins, but you could do that.
Mhm.
You could move that and then bring Boogie in.
Mhm.
You've got the Nets' first-round pick, which is going to be a very attractive tradable asset.
Easily.
At that
top
point,
3.
you can re-sign somebody like DeMarcus
Right.
Cousins. If LeBron says he's wanting to stay and build with Boogie, Boogie's going to stay. Boogie
Yes.
ain't going to leave that.
Nope.
DeMarcus has lost his entire career in the NBA thus far.
Right.
DeMarcus played with maybe one of the most talented rosters in collegiate history at Kentucky.
Mhm.
DeMarcus can play with talent. DeMarcus wants to play with talent.
Yes.
That's the reason why DeMarcus is in the best shape of his career right now, because he's playing alongside Anthony Davis, and he knows that they can work,
Right.
but nothing else works.
Now, it's if you took somebody, possibly somebody that's will be in the Hall of Fame coach, and put on that team, maybe they might be able to do something with it.
Yeah, I'm not a Alvin Gentry's okay, but I'm just
But I still think you've got to upgrade at guard. I wouldn't care if you traded Drew Holiday and Rondo together and got one guard that is both of them put together, essentially. That would be perfectly fine to me.
I don't.
But you
Don't see
have to have a guard, and you can't have a forward. I just don't think you get a really good small forward with two great power forward and center, and it worked. You need a guard to run that offense.
Got to have someone who can isolate and create offense on the perimeter,
Right.
other than Boogie and Davis.
Mhm.
There'll be offense inside and out right now.
Yes,
They
they're the
gotta have
whole
help.
offense.
They gotta have help. They gotta have defensive help. They got destroyed defensively,
Yep.
and that's with Tony Allen on the floor. They got destroyed defensively.
And man, did you see the welcome that Tony Allen got going? That was awesome.
Very
Yes.
respectful from the Memphis.
That was awesome.
Yes.
Props to you guys. That was great.
Tonight in the league, you've got Washington and Detroit. Now there's
All right,
other
all
games
right,
that I'm
yeah.
not going to mention here.
We're going to give our predictions for tonight. Go ahead.
I don't know the full list of games.
Well, we can look it up. Let's look it up.
Okay.
Let's look it up.
Here, it's very simple. Very simple. Just let me hit the ESPN app. Shut up. Okay. Now, Washington, Detroit.
Who do you got? Who you got?
I got Washington.
Me too. I do
Okay.
too.
And that's in
I
Washington.
think it'll be a fun game, but
Utah visiting the Timberwolves.
I've got T-Wolves.
I think that's where the
I've got
T-Wolves get
T-Wolves.
on the board as well. Now, you've got the Warriors going to New Orleans tonight.
Mm.
The defensive woes that was shown from New
Yep.
Orleans on the perimeter the other night, I think Steph comes out and
No, I don't see them beating them.
yeah. So Steph, Warriors, of course. Lakers, Suns. It's in Phoenix. I take Phoenix here, and I think it's another night where Lonzo Ball is just awful.
I don't. I got Lakers.
You think the Lakers win
I
tonight?
got Lakers.
You got Cleveland at Milwaukee. That's one of the premier games I wanted to mention.
Yep, but I've got Cleveland.
I don't. I think Milwaukee wins tonight.
Mhm.
You got Portland at Indiana.
Yeah, I see that one. That one's tough.
I think I'm going to take the Pacers at home.
I don't.
Portland looked really good the other night.
I got
though.
Portland.
So yeah, I can kind of.
I got
I want
Portland.
to see Nurkic play against Miles Turner and see how that pans out.
I got Dame, baby.
I can see it. And then once again, the game that we mentioned, Boston visiting Philly.
Yeah, the Boston Philly matchup. That one's cool.
I'm taking Philly.
Me too.
Embiid goes for 40.
God almighty, I don't know about that.
Who's going to guard him?
Well, true, but
Who's going to guard him?
Oh God, I don't know.
Ben Simmons is going to slice the Boston defense in half.
Yeah, I've got Philly.
Kyrie should have a great game tonight. So,
Yeah.
but I'm taking Philly. I'm taking Boston to start 0-3.
I do too.
And I think it's a must-win game for Boston.
Tonight's a fun night in NBA. I'm
It
off
is.
the screen completely.
Blue-white game for Kentucky. Blue-white game where we're going to have 10 players because that's all we got healthy. Just running backwards and forwards. A lot of Brad Calipari tonight.
Speaking of, did you watch the Big Blue Bandits?
Yes.
How'd you like it?
We've not discussed Madness. It's just not enough. It's nice.
It's
but
not enough
It's just
basketball.
it's a recruiting tool. That's all.
It's not enough basketball.
The blue-white game is a better tell as to what the players could or may not be at this point
Mhm.
in the season's what Madness is. Madness is a recruiting tool. It's a spectacle.
That's all it is. It's a show.
You good?
I liked it though. Yeah. So we will see how our predictions pan out.
Big shout out to Travis Trevelyan.
Yes.
Nothing but praise from the Kentucky Fisherman. Check out his YouTube channel.
Yes.
The Kentucky Fisherman, correct?
Correct. That's the
All
name
right.
of it. Kentucky Fisherman.
Is it KY
And he's
Fisherman or
got-
Kentucky?
No, it's Kentucky
Gotcha.
written out. I don't know exactly. I think he's got 44 videos, something along those lines.
Good quality. Good quality.
He's very good. His videos are very good. I've watched a couple of them. They're very good.
Go check him out.
And I mean, Kentucky.
Sure.
So, anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button and that subscribe button. Share it with your friends. We're almost to 50, guys. We're almost there. I believe we're at 43.
Getting close.
So we're almost there. We hit that 50 mark, then we're going to have our live Facebook little chatter. Probably go for 30 minutes to an hour. We'll see which one. And like I said, the number will be released on Facebook and Twitter for you to call in, ask your questions. So we're ready. We're anxious to do it, ain't we?
Yep.
It's going to be fun.
Who wins tomorrow night? Kentucky, Mississippi State.
Kentucky, baby. I don't care. I'm always pulling for
On the
Kentucky.
road. We're gonna start. We win tomorrow night. The path to the SEC title game's there. It's there.
I'm always pulling for Kentucky, but I just don't have a lot of faith.
I think we lose, and we lose hard tomorrow.
Shut up. Shut up. God.
Being honest.
Anyway.
You know my faith about this team.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, as far as faith goes, I'm right there with you.
5-1 is
I'm always
5-1.
going to pick them to win.
5-1 is 5-1, but we could easily be 2-4.
So, guys, what else I say? Oh, like us on Facebook, Bluegrass Sports Show, Twitter, Bluegrass Sport 2. And I honestly have no idea at this point. Future videos, I can't give you a heads up on what we're doing because I don't have a clue. Do you have a clue what we're gonna do? We'll just do it on the whim.
You'll like it.
Yeah, you'll like it. Period. It's got me and him in it. It's two sexiest men in Kentucky. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.